Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. Let's now move on to our next segment, and that's to commensurate with the theme of the week, the ebook readers. And this week I'm demonstrating an ebook reader called Reedy, R-E-E-D-Y. Here's that demo of Reedy. Hi, Warren here for Blind Android Users Podcast, and for episode 225 App of the Week, I thought since we're doing this week on ebook readers, especially those that are off the shelf, that I will demonstrate an ebook reader that is not blindness specific. Therefore, for this week's episode App of the Week, I'll be demonstrating Reedy, R-E-E-D-Y. I am on the home page that is on the play page of Reedy, and now we'll tap on the About, and let's hear what the description of Reedy is. Here's what I'm talking about.
About this app. Heading. Google Play Store. Reedy, Intelligent Reader. Details. Read books, articles, any web pages comfortably. Speed reading, text to speech. Reedy books, articles, any texts and web pages fast and comfortably. Switch easily between regular reading, speed reading up to 3,000 words per minute, and text to speech. Reedy opens files, web links and any text received from other apps. Supported formats EPUB, FB2, HTML, TXT, including books in zip archives. Features. Checkmark 3 reading modes, regular, speed reading, text to speech, voice reading. Checkmark styled text, images, tables, links, footnotes. All the elements can be displayed right in the reader. Checkmark extraction of the main content from web pages. Checkmark easy and intuitive navigation through the book. Table of contents with auto creation even for plain text files. Checkmark convenient and informative bookmarks. Checkmark ability to select, copy and share any text from the document. Intelligent sharing of quotes. Customize the text to share. Attach the book title and or author name in one tap. Checkmark locking of the screen orientation in the reader. Checkmark customizable text size. Use the pinch to zoom multi-touch gesture. Checkmark light per day and dark night themes. Checkmark automatic book encoding detection. Checkmark quick lists of recent files, web documents and bookmarks. Checkmark clean, simple and intuitive interface. Speed reading. Increase your reading speed in 1.5-2 times straight away. If you wish, you could read 3 or even 4 times faster than usual without the slightest loss of meaning. Reedy uses a technique called RSVP, rapid serial visual presentation, allowing you to read with any comfortable speed. Words are shown fast one after another on the same place of the screen, which increases the speed of perception of every single word. With RSVP you can read being entirely absorbed into a book. Look straight at the displayed word and try to perceive it without subvocal articulation. Also, don't forget to blink. This recommendation can be applied not only to reading smiley face. You should never let your eyes surface get dry. Increase the speed when you get used to and think you're ready. Checkmark touch the screen to play or pause. Checkmark the speed of reading is up to 3,000 words per minute with a possible gradual acceleration. Checkmark progress bar and time left till the end of a book. Checkmark quick preview of the full text, including text formatting, images, tables, etc. during a pause in the speed reader. Checkmark smart slowing, reducing the speed at punctuation marks and complicated words. Checkmark focus mode, the focus point is shifted closer to the beginning of a word. Checkmark navigation through the sentences and paragraphs. Checkmark switch easily between the regular reading and the speed reading. Checkmark use volume buttons to control the speed reader. Press any volume button once to stop or proceed the reading. Press and hold to navigate through sentences, or just use volume buttons for quick speed adjusting. How to begin the reading. Checkmark open a file from your device or SD card using built-in file manager. Formats FB2, EPUB, no DRM, KEPUB, TXT, HTML plus reading books in ZIP archives. Checkmark send a web page from your favorite web browser, Pocket, Feedly, Evernote. Checkmark use Reedy for opening books from another apps and clouds, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. Checkmark copy any text or link and paste it into the reader. Also you can simply share it with Reedy. Contacts. Extension for Chrome. http://snip.li/p-reedy-chrome. Join us. https://twitter.com/readyreader. https://facebook.com/ready.reader. Website. https://ready-reader.com. Email. azadev.team@gmail.com. Languages English, Spanish, German, Portuguese, Dutch, Russian. Help with translations. https://goo.gl/4erwid. If you've met any difficulties in some file or web document, please let us know by emailing at azagroup.team@gmail.com. And don't forget to attach the problem document. App info. Version 3.4.1. Updated on November 14, 2024. Downloads 100,000 plus downloads. Download size 21.42 megabytes. Required OS Android 6.0 and up. In-app purchases $3.91 minus $39.87 per item. Offered by Artem Krivolopov. Released on May 9, 2015.
And that's both the description and the app history. I'll now go back to that installation page and tap on that install and get started.
Play Store. About this app. Heading. Install button. Verified by Play Protect. Pending. Navigate up. Button. Reedy. Intelligent Reader. 5%. 95%. 99%. 100%. Installing. Checking for updates for where. Open.
We're done with the installation and it's sitting on the open button. I'll now go ahead and tap on open.
Reedy. 0. Recent files.
We're in the menu eye of the app and the first thing we heard was recent files is 0, and so there are like little tabs there at the top, and the first one on the left is the recently read files. To the right of that we've got
0. Recent links.
To the right of that
0. Bookmarks.
and below that we have
Use buttons at the bottom to open books and web pages or to paste your own text. Supported file formats. In horizontal pager. EPUB KPUB F-flat2 F-flat2.zip txt txt.zip. At the moment we're working on the PDF support. Stay in touch. If you have any suggestions or troubles, please let us know by using the feedback dialog in the More menu. In horizontal pager.
And that's all that we have there toward the top, coming down toward the middle of the phone. At the bottom of the screen, though, we have some tabs. And starting from the bottom left, we've got
Open file. Button out of grid pager.
that explains what it does. To the right of that,
Paste text. Button.
to the right,
Open link. Button.
and the last tab
More. Button.
is the More tab. That's all that we have there. I would like to surmise that we'll want to get into the More and see what we have here. So I'll tap on that More.
Pop-up window. File history. Pop-up window.
Tapping on that More, we heard File History. Moving on down.
Web history.
Next.
Bookmarks.
Next.
Open book with.
Next.
Share Reedy.
Next.
Switch theme.
Next.
Preferences.
And Preferences. Let's go ahead and tap on Preferences.
Preferences. Default reading mode. Choose the reader that will be used when you open a book. 1 of 11 in list 11 items.
Moving on down.
Theme. You can switch between light and dark themes. 2 of 11.
And
Amol black. Opening square bracket. Beta. Enable if you have an Amol display or just want more contrast in the dark theme. Checkbox. Not checked. 3 of 11.
next.
Language. Choose the interface language. 4 of 11.
In other words, if English is not your language and if your language is one of the very few that are supported, you can go in here and choose your own language. I still don't understand why in 10 years there's just a few number of languages that are supported. So if you're listening and your language is not in here, you could contact them so you could help in the translation. Moving on down.
Status bar. You can hide the Android status bar in the reader. Checkbox. Checked. 5 of 11.
Next.
Extract web content. When you send a web page to Reedy, it will try to extract the main text of this page. Checkbox. Checked. 6 of 11.
Next.
File cache 57.5 kilobytes. Tap to clean all file caches. After cleanup, you will need active internet connection to open every web link. 7 of 11.
Next.
Speed reading settings are inside the speed reader. Just open a book and pick preferences from the drop-down menu. 8 of 11.
In other words, if you want to control the speed, if you want to increase or decrease after you open a book, then you can choose how you want to manage that. Next.
Application version 3.4.1 75. 9 of 11.
Next.
Privacy policy. 10 of 11.
And last item.
Terms of service. 11 of 11.
That's all that we have. I'll now go back.
Reedy. More. Button out of list.
Now let's go ahead and tap on that first tab there at the bottom left, and that's the button for open a file, and see if I could get one old book that we can preview.
Open file. Button.
There we go.
Open document. Device. 1 of 9 in list 9 items.
And here we are. In other words, we're just going to go into the folder that contains an item that we want to take a look at. And so I'm going to tap on Show Roots and go tap on
Look on device. Document.
We're now where I could choose my internal storage, but I'm going to go under the recent files because I just uploaded or I just sent one file to my phone, and that's the Pride and Prejudice.
Recent files. Heading.
And below that,
Pride and Prejudice EPUB.
all right.
The Project Gutenberg ebook of Pride and Prejudice. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions.
I just tapped with 2 fingers to stop it, but it just imported that book. Now, let's look at some other items now that I have opened the book. So let's start from the top, see if there's any items at the top, and if there's none, then we'll go toward the bottom and see what we have at the bottom of the phone.
Space. The Project Gutenberg ebook of
We don't have anything there at the top. All we have is like some sort of an image. Now, at the bottom, we have some buttons, and starting from the bottom left, here is what we got. I'll be going right from here. We've got
Show Hide Status Bar button.
to the right of that,
Select Text button.
moving right.
Contents button.
So you could tap here to see the table of contents, moving right.
Add Remove Bookmark button.
Next,
Speed Reader button.
here's the speed reader where you could go in and choose how you want it read, if you want the visual stuff. Next,
Menu button.
the last item here is menu. Let's go ahead and tap on menu.
Pop-up window. Book info. Pop-up window.
Tapping on menu, we heard book info, and moving on down.
Bookmarks.
Next,
Copy file path.
next,
Leave screen on.
we have leave screen on, and to the right of that is a switch.
Checkbox checked for leave screen on.
Moving on down,
Lock orientation.
and to the right,
Checkbox not checked for lock orientation.
moving down.
Search.
Next,
Select text.
next,
Status bar.
and to the right of that,
Checkbox checked for status bar.
next. We now come across some buttons here that I found in the middle and going right. So as you move on down through the menu, in the middle, you have some buttons, and we've got 3 buttons. So we got text to speech,
Text to speech button.
and then to the right of it,
Speed reader button.
and then the last button there
Switch theme button.
is the switch theme. Let's go ahead though and tap on that text to speech, because that's probably something that one may want to use if you don't want to just read the text but you want a TTS output. I'll now tap on text to speech.
Text to speech button. Media control Pride and Prejudice Jane Austen. Reedy.
Tapping on text to speech now produces some buttons at the bottom. Starting from the bottom left and going right, these are the buttons that are resulting from tapping on text to speech. We've got,
Audio settings button.
that's if you go in here, you could choose a different voices and all of that. Next,
Previous sentence button.
next,
Play pause button.
next,
Next sentence button.
next.
Menu button.
We come across that menu again, and that's the last item there. Without needing to tap on the play button, let's go ahead though and tap on the audio settings. That's the first button at the bottom left, and I'll tap on audio settings.
Audio settings button.
Tapping on the audio settings, if you touch around the top or the middle of the screen, you'll hear a portion of the book.
The Project Gutenberg ebook of Pride and Prejudice.
If you move your finger down toward the left, however, or if you swipe, if you're a swiper,
Advanced settings button.
we come across Advanced Settings button. Let's go in here real quick and see what Advanced Settings has to offer.
Space.
Tapping on that, here are the items that we come across.
Checkbox check for highlight spoken words. Highlight spoken words. When it's possible. Checkbox check for language auto detection. Language auto detection.
Next,
Volume. Slider 1.0. Stereo pan. Slider 0.0. Rate. Slider 139.0. Pitch. Slider 100.0. Auto. Document language. English. Auto. Voice. English United Kingdom GBA. Engine. Speech recognition and synthesis from Google.
and if you want to change that, you tap there to go choose a TTS engine.
Open system preferences.
If you tap on that, it's going to take you to the TTS area as well. Now, let's go back.
Advanced settings button.
And we're back to where we started. So in other words, you could either tap on this advanced settings to see the things that we talked about, or below here, you'll see the same items that I just went through.
Rate. Slider 139. Pitch.
That's what I'm talking about.
Space.
Now I went back and I'm going to try a little sample. I'm going to tap on the play.
Play pause button.
Cover. The Project Gutenberg ebook of Pride and Prejudice. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the
I double tapped with 2 fingers to stop it, but you got a general idea of what this is all about.
The Project Gutenberg ebook of Pride and Prejudice. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere.
And I just put my finger on and let's see, I want to read line by line.
Words. The Project Gutenberg ebook of.
So it's reading line by line. And so that's the good thing about it. It supports both the TTS output as well as reading the text itself using your screen reader. So I think I really like the app, even though I just got started with it, but it seems to support some of the things that I'm looking for in an ebook reader. It supports the table of contents, support the exposure of the text to the screen reader, as well as giving us the ability to hear it through the text-to-speech output. That's a short demonstration of it, as I don't want to take too much time, but you can go into it and see if this is something that you would like. Thanks for listening. This has been Reedy. And that's the demo of Reedy there. I hope that is something you'll find useful. It's nice to have a little ace in the hole in the event that you need another one. Karen, have you tried this? I know these guys have been there since 2015. I'm surprised that after all these years, they have very few languages that are supported. I'm surprised by it.
Actually, not yet. But I'm planning actually to do it maybe tomorrow, I think. But actually, what I don't like is the fact that you don't have the playback controls right on the screen when you launch the book. At least this is what I saw when I listened to your demonstration. Maybe I'm wrong. You could just correct me if I'm wrong, because I saw that you have to go into more, I think, or the menu or whatever, and then you can find these play and next and stuff. So I prefer for these buttons to be directly on the screen when you open a book. I think this is a better implementation. Other than that, I like to see if it supports actually my language. Maybe they meant to say the languages, the UI languages, not the book languages. So I have to check and see if it's going to detect my language, because it's not included in the supported languages in the Play Store description. But I think maybe they were just talking about the app as a language. I mean, if the app is translated to these languages or not. So this what they were maybe talking about in the Play Store description. I'm not sure, so I have to check. But I like the fact that you can read using the screen reader. I should just see if it's really good enough, if you can swipe easily between the stuff, and if it's convenient to use the screen reader to read when you need to. But I think it's a good one. It has a potential. So yeah.
Yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, it does. It was there in my, even though I didn't go into it. And while we're on here, I want to show you what I'm talking about. So when you open up the app and then you see those buttons at the bottom, and then at that bottom right, there's that menu. So you go in here.
More button.
Oh, more rather. And then you move down and tap on Preferences, I believe.
Preferences.
Yeah, so here.
Preferences. Buy Pro Donate. 1 of 12.
And then we got
default reading mode.
Choose the
So-
reader that will be used when you open a book.
See, when I
12.
showed that, but I didn't go in there. So that default reading mode, you have 3 reading modes. There's either regular, TTS, or speed reading. I'll go in here to show you what I'm talking about.
Default reading mode. Checked. Last used. In list.
And if I move down,
Regular reader.
and then next,
Speed reader.
and
Text to speech.
yeah. So if you choose text to speech, when you open a book, every time there will be those playback controls at the bottom. So I really like the implementation. So if you're someone who likes to use a TTS output, so you could just enable or turn to that one or make that your default so that every time you open a book, you have those playback controls at the bottom. And if you're a speed reader, you're not blind and you like to use that speed reader, you choose that as your default, or you have the regular one. I really like it.
That's interesting. Isn't it similar to Quickify in this? I think Quickify has same or similar reading modes.
I don't think that Quickify has it this way. I think what it has is the layout, whether you have like a horizontal or whatever, just a vertical. I don't remember. I think this is the only one that I've seen where it has, where you could choose like a TTS, output as your default, so that when you open it up, then you have the TTS playback controls right there. It may be that I haven't seen that in Quickify. Maybe there's an update that has it this way, but I haven't seen it.